make a point on the second chapter on the why we need the biosphere, and it goes to the concept of species richness. Now, how many times have you heard of a pest, devastating pests that completely decimated the Amazonian rainforest? Have you ever heard of such thing? No, you haven't. But you have heard of pests decimating monocultures. You know, every agricultural field, every pine plantation is susceptible to these events that cause incredible damage. And that's because we have removed the buffer effect of other organisms that should be in that ecosystem. So the richer the biosphere, the more species we have, the greater the buffering effect. And perhaps at some point in the future, again, Ed is busy now writing about it, about the science of ecosystem, but perhaps he will also reach the conclusion that maybe one of the reasons we are having the pandemic now and other outbreak of the diseases is not necessarily because we are encroaching on the ecosystem and getting closer to those organisms, which is probably true anyway, but because we have removed something and that was between us and those organisms that had a buffering effect. Perhaps there was a series of organisms that would cause the whatever pathogen there is that jumped directly from the primary carrier into us. Maybe we removed something that would have allowed that pathogen to spread out to other populations and never reached us. So essentially, the richer the biosphere, the lesser the risk of something happening that has a global implication, that has this effect of wildfire spreading, because there are fewer barriers to the transmission of whatever, a pathogen or something along those lines. So some of these things, again, we may never be able to put either a monetary or and some other economic value on, but we can very, very safely assume that the more organisms we have, the more complex our ecological networks are, the safer we are, because those networks will have, again, this buffering effect on the global ecosystem. So we need the biosphere, and we want that biosphere to be as rich as physically possible.